And I'd be curious with all of our listeners. Like, I know that when I grew up, and I think as much as our game has evolved, certainly um, in North America, maybe just say Canada, like the one thing you absolutely do not do in the game is you do not try and beat anybody one on one on the offensive blue line, and you don't turn the puck over. Like, that means you're going to sit on the bench, and we ingrain that in our kids at a young age. Like, if you do this, you're going to be the grocery stick in the middle of the bench.
Yeah,
And I think that that's really refreshing to hear you say that. It's a great take.
I think for me it's obvious at the youth level. I have benched players as juniors in Frölunda because they didn't try to beat the players one on one on the offensive blue line. Uh, we have in our philosophy in we have three words in our philosophy in the Norwegian Federation that goes for all our national teams. When we have the puck, go forward. When we have the puck, dare to play, and we don't when we don't have the puck, pressure to get the puck back.
Yeah.
And again, I think you know it's easier. It's going to be a time and place when I ask a player to ship the puck down. Uh,
For sure, and I think that's an important point to make, because I think in our game it's never black and white, and there's never absolutes. Like, there's
yeah,
always nuances and
but
context.
I think I want to make a point. Sorry for interrupting. I want to because this
No,
is something close to my heart. I think if you're and I know it's way different in Canada and the US compared to the Swedish model, but as a youth coach or even a junior coach, I think it's your job to make your players better, and they need to have the confidence to try things, and that that's you as a leader. I think again at that level, I want to push players to try. We have taken out the word simple from our terminology. We never play
interesting.
simple. I hate it. If I hear someone in my coaching staff or any player talk about, hey guys, we need to play simple. No, 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 no. We never play simple. We sometimes play smart, but we never play simple. And again, it's not I don't want to go all the way. It's not uh, we're not naive, but again, it's always gonna just looking back at my career as a coach, there always a time and place. It's 5 minutes left, and you go to the player and say, "Hey guys, we're up 2-1. Hey, let's play smart. We don't give away the puck. Be smart with the puck. Get it behind the D's. Blah blah blah. Everyone can do that. Even the skilled players can do that. But the opposite is we're down 1-2, and if you have forbidden to play with the puck through the neutral zone for an entire season, and suddenly you go and ask your player, "Hey guys, we need to create something. We need to be creative." If I was a player, I would go, "What the f are you talking about? You have
Yeah.
asked me to play simple, get the puck deep for an entire season. Now you're asking me to be creative." So yeah,
Yeah, no, I think this is so interesting. And part of the reason I find it so interesting, Tobias, because I've been on the wrong side of that as a coach. Like, again, part of that's probably just growing up in North America, but I think it's also a product of, as a coach, feeling that pressure, and that the lowest hanging fruit is simple, get it deep, dumb it down, and try and play a real shitty mistake brand of hockey. And I think a lot of coaches get caught up in that. I'd want to ask you, like, one thing that I think is fascinating, and I don't know how culturally this has happened, but it appears to me that, again, there's no absolutes, but there seems to be a culture in Europe where coaches are valued for player development, and there's an understanding that that's a long term game. Where in North America, coaches are valued for winning. Like you could have the greatest coach in the world, but if they don't win on a consistent basis, and generally to do that over here, you need a super team, which comes down to recruiting. You maybe don't get the recognition, and we can see that statistically, in the amount of players per capita we develop. But why do you think it is in Europe that there's that appreciation for coaches, as where the value is placed on their ability to develop players versus strictly winning?
I think it's a setup. It's a different club culture because if you let's say in Frölunda that I worked for 9 years, you have the men's team, the pro team, and beneath that or underneath that you have the U20, the U18, the U16. You have all the way to learn to skate. It would be
Yeah,
like that the New York Rangers they have a USHL team. It would be like the
sure.
Montreal Canadiens have a Quebec Major League team, or Toronto have an OHL team. So again, for me in Frölunda, the GM was super clear with me. It's not about you winning a national championship. It's about the players you can provide to the pro team.
Yeah,
And again, that's what I'm talking to with our. We have a really special event for our U18s in April. We were up in the A pool, and of course we want to stay there.
yeah,
But the most important thing is that and I've told the coaches that then since the day we moved up, it's about the '05 group, and the best players need to have the best experience throughout the year, and especially through that tournament. We want to stay in the A pool, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to stay there to every price or every cost, if that makes sense.
yeah,
It's about the players getting better. And again, I think if we have that mindset long term, we're gonna be a team at that level.
yeah,
And again, I think the different, just take the USHL teams or the, you know, WHL, OHL, the Quebec League. They don't have anything above them.
yeah,
The coaches, of course, I think that's why I think NTDP is so successful. Of course, they have great players coming in, but I think they were evaluated about the U18s World Championships, but now it's more about how many picks do they get in the first round.
This episode was brought to you by Instat Hockey, a company that makes sure no action on the ice slips your radar. Passes, puck battles, dekes, dump ins, dump outs, zone entries, and exits, everything. All data is registered, neatly arranged, and visualized to help coaches know their players like the back of their hands. You can access virtually any team, any player in any league. If you're not using Instat, you're coaching shorthanded. See what you need to see, cut it down, break it down, and make your players aware of what they're doing to ultimately improve them. Instat Hockey is your pillar of stronger communication with your team. Visit instatsport.com/hockey to learn more about instant post-game reports and Instat Scout, the unparalleled video analytics platform. Again, visit instatsport.com/hockey to learn more.